Next up is our segment we call our Best Thing of the Week. Each week, It's Happening Now celebrates great things in our community. Best Thing of the Week is sponsored by Israel's national airline, El Al. El Al was born in 1948 with the state of Israel and an expression of national existence and pride. And this pride is self-evident in South Florida. El Al features nonstop service from Miami to one of the world's great LGBTQ plus destinations. That's Israel. And this fall, El Al will connect the two LGBTQ plus capitals, Tel Aviv and Fort Lauderdale, with seasonal service, and next spring adding extensive flights. And that's why El Al sponsors the Best Thing of the Week. I was reading really slow. I wasn't reading Puerto Rican Colombian, Faye. What? Because I wanted you to eat your cupcakes.
Thank you.
Notice that? I was like very, where Steve was like, Justin was looking at me like, is she having a seizure? Like, what the hell is going on? She's talking so slow.
Cal has it down to a science, but this is all man.
You make a sandwich out of it.
my
You
God.
take the bottom, you put it on top.
No, Cal watches way too much TikTok. That's where he got that from, okay?
So delicate. But can I, this is my
So delicate.
this is my first red velvet experience. Can I do this on camera?
Wait. What
Yes.
are you talking about?
This is my very first red velvet.
You hate white people.
Who has neglected you in life?
Right? How come you've
Wait,
never had?
Because it always has the
Who
white
has
icing. Yeah.
Wait, you're from Baltimore.
You've never had velvet, really?
You're from Baltimore. That's
Did you try it? Did you try it?
I like chocolate. I like banana pudding.
Well, it's chocolate just with food coloring.
Red.
That's what
I like my dessert
Okay.
like I got my man brown.
I don't like chocolate and I like red velvet. So it is what it is. All right. Okay, there's a show happening. By the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We go
Happy
back to
birthday,
what-
yes. Okay,
oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah, birthday. All right. Happy birthday, bitch. Okay, we're done. All right. The band Disturbed was praised for their supportive moment during a recent show when they halted proceedings to help out a weeping child. The heavy metal band lead singer David Draiman, 50, momentarily pulled the plug midway through a recent performance in West Palm Beach. He hopped off the stage and stopped the loud music to chat with a young fan who was watching the show from the front row barricades and had burst into tears. An explanation for the concert's interruption was offered by a fan on a Reddit forum who claimed to have been a ticket holder at the event. The fan said that the little girl was singing all the lyrics, and David invited her to come on stage with him, and she freaked out and started bawling.
Yes.
So he immediately stopped the show and went down to talk to her. Look at this. Or look at me. Then look at this.
Now look at me.
Okay,
I'm very proud of you. You're awesome. You're welcome. You okay? What's your name, darling? Sophia. Everyone say hello to Sophia. Let me explain something to everyone here. Clear this off for me, would you? Everybody see me? See, I absolutely love, that Disturbed concerts have become a family affair. I love it. And this little girl has been singing her heart out the entire show. She knows so many of the songs. I saw you singing The Sound of Silence along with me. I love that. I have my son up there right now. It should be a family affair. What's the worst thing that a child is going to encounter? A little bit of profanity? We live in a world where there are so much more vile and ugly things in it than profanity. There's a time and place for everything, darling. You'll come to learn that one day. And as I look out at this sea of people, and it never gets old, by the way, seeing so many people packed into an amphitheater night after night. But I see people, all kinds of people, all colors of skin, all backgrounds. It doesn't matter what your politics are here. We don't care. It doesn't matter how you identify yourself. We don't care. Everyone here, everyone who comes to a Disturbed concert is welcome and accepted and loved. Do you understand me? It doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. All of us came here tonight for the same reason. All of us came here tonight because the world is hard. Life is hard. And you come here to take your burdens and to set them down. And it doesn't matter how the media wants to pull you from left to right. It doesn't matter how the people who are in positions of power want to continue pulling you from left to right and continuing to divide us and continuing to separate us, because tonight is an example of how we have shared humanity and how we come together as one. Besides, darling, we may be dark, but let me share a secret with you. Sometimes darkness can show you the light.
Yeah.
David Draiman, I didn't know who the hell you were until now, and I am following you and Disturbed, and I just put your whole entire album on my Spotify, so I'm all about it now.
You'll like it.
You are awesome.
Yeah.
You'll like it a lot.
Oh my God, he was so good. Let me finish this.
Yes.
Okay, so the best thing of the week, heavy metal.
So excited.
Alice never gonna let me do this again. All right, my lord. All right, so the best thing of the week is heavy metal group Disturbed stops the concert to preach acceptance. Now, Mark.
No, I love the point where he starts talking about not caring. Like, you know, we don't care, because we hear a lot of that, and that's not really the whole message of that. Like, I'm going to tolerate you, we don't care about the difference. And then he tips into that, we are here to accept and love, and really moves into embracing. I want to see that tipping point in so many other places where we go from tolerance to embracement.
Embracement,
and love.
welcoming.
This is inspiring.
Wow. I never heard of the guy in my life, and now I want to, you know.
Great.
You know Disturbed, you listen to Disturbed.
People
sing,
do them
sing a song.
People do. Well,
Sing,
they do.
just give me something.
You've heard that It's Been a While, right? And it's been a while. Yeah, that's the.
Oh, they sang that.
I've never heard of
He's
it.
got a great
The thing
voice.
is, they're very popular.
mayonnaise. Very
They're
mayonnaise.
super many, but they're very popular karaoke. Like, people like their songs a lot.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, like, this coupled with, there's some other things that have, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, the Foo Fighters,
Yeah,
they basically trolled the Westboro Baptist Church one day. They literally, like, on like a back of a tractor trailer truck, like, were playing Bee Gees songs outside of the Westboro. And the thing that I think is amazing is that we're at this precipice now where a lot of the rock groups are standing in contrast to like a lot of the country artists, where they're basically saying like, yeah, we're for you guys.
We'll take
Like,
your fans.
We're for you, right?
Yeah.
Queer people, cool. Trans people, cool. We're for all of you. And I think that it's amazing because there are fans that are feeling very like, oh, I didn't know that you guys would be for these people. It's like, do you not listen to our songs?
Well,
and our
yeah,
lyrics and everything else?
Well,
It's
I
like,
think the general public doesn't. But like when you went to high school, like the rockers, the heavy metal, like the gothic people, they were always kind of amongst each other.
And we're the different ones.
And they were the different ones. And
You
what's
know?
interesting, it's like, I know it's a really bad example, but I cried at Sam Smith, but it wasn't because I was emotional, right? It was like
wasn't,
everyone.
you
No, it
cried.
was like everyone.
And it wasn't
It was
because you're
allergy.
emotional.
Right?
I got stung by a bee
He was
right
cutting
before. It's
onions.
like a big story.
He wanted his red
But
outfit.
it's
Why?
because like when you listen to him and what's happening, and the same thing that happened to Sam Smith, like everyone was there together feeling the same shit. And it's really weird to look to your left and your right, and it's right and left, to see everyone involved in the same emotion, the same event that you are. And you're like, wow, there's like 100,000 people here. We're all feeling the same shit.
Feeling the same.
You don't get that in a lot of places.
No.
Yeah.
And that man made you feel, even standing here, he made you feel what they were feeling there. And that's pretty impressive, man.
You know, something that I think about was like as a kid, my mom loved the hair bands, right? And then during that time, heavy metal was like, you know, the hair bands were the good guys, right? And the heavy metal was the bad. But like churches, before LGBT was the target, they were the target. It was like, oh, you can't let kids watch that. If you
exactly.
play it backwards, it calls Satan.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're at a point in our country where we need more folks to stand up. We're at a pivotal point where decisions are going to be made. And if we don't make spaces that are not only where these people who we look up to, where folks look up to and say, hey, if you don't come here to see inclusion, if you don't come here to say that everybody is welcome, if you don't come here, you're not welcomed here. And we need more people because now the soul of our country is coming down to the pike. And so we need people to be able to say, hey, I want you here. I know you're here, but you're here for this reason. And look at everyone around us. We are all the same, and we're still enjoying this together. And if more people like that, I agree with you. I never heard them before in my life, but now I watched the entire video and I was loving it because we need those people to save our country.
Yep.
The more that the people who have the power and the voice who don't use their voice they're the reason that our country is going to go left or right, and that we don't do it.
And unfortunately, we need the mayonnaise people to be up there. And
Oh, absolutely. No, we do.
No, John, and it's not a joke.
No, we do.
They're
Those
the
are
ones
the
they're going to
boys.
listen to before us. That's why.
Right.
Say what needs us.
No. Right. Right.
All the mayo.
Extra, man.
Hellman's not that
Bring
other
the
shit.
miracle whip.
for the early
Miracle
bird
whip.
Hold the olive oil. But no, but you're right, because the thing is,
Olive oil. Oh,
hold the
so
olive oil. Yeah.
sweet.
But then the thing is, we've been saying it. Black and brown folks have been saying it, and it wasn't until things started going left. I look at it when Trump got in office. We made jokes about police reform. A lot of us have made many jokes. It didn't get hit until Trump came in office. And then more people began to realize, hold on, again, this gentleman here, we have to stand up and say this is not right. Otherwise, we're going to lose it.
Yep.
And they're going to listen to those folks.
It's sad, but it's true.
And that's the truth.
You know, we're seeing it more and more now with a lot of artists. So Beyonce's been really inclusive with all of her concerts.
extremely, yeah.
You know, Adele does the same thing. You know,
Lizzo, even though she forced some shit.
Lizzo did the same thing, and I was also at the Sam Smith concert, and I had the same thought of like looking around, and I was like, wow, like all these people here are here to see Sam Smith. Like they don't care that, you know, Sam Smith identifies, you know, with its pronouns or, you know, all these things. Like it didn't matter. You know, everyone was a fan that night. And I think that's the basics that I would hope that we would go back to.
Yeah.
This week, I had the pleasure of being in bed with Faye, watch the Faye What Show every Monday at 9 a.m. And we talked about this. We talked about, you know, artists that, you know, make a stance on something, you know, like with Kid Rock. You know, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you alienate your fan base when you should be inclusive? Because you're a musician to be able to appeal to the masses.
Of course. And nothing unifies people more than music. What are you fuckers doing?
We're having a show.
It's so true.
Daddy's not here. We're being bad.
Jay, what? You're being bad. All right. Let's figure out what
You need a
last
spanking.
comment for
I wanna say
Auntie
this
May.
real quick, right? So everybody knows Gaga's been doing her jazz residency again, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday there's a video of her doing Born This Way, like in a much slower, much more ballad form.
Ooh.
And I think that like we have to understand, and it goes to what you said. We're at a point now where everybody has to actually make an actual stand, like culturally, sociologically, like everything.
Yeah.
And until we do, we're on dangerous ground.
We are.
And I think that, you know, everything that's been happening with like the January 6th stuff and all of it's showing us, right? Even in courts, like people are saying to you, something bad happened, everyone, right? Like this is not just a thing. Like people are going to prison for many years. Like something bad happened. We have to actually start to get our heads out of our asses, fortunately. And even for queer people, which I unfortunately are like some of the least political people in the world.
Yeah.
It's like,
You
we
have to.
start paying attention.
Yeah.
Because our lives are literally on the line right now.
What Auntie Mame said. There was your public message from It's Happening Out.